Ooh. Ah-da-da-da-da-da. Ah-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Hello, I hope this is working. Welcome to the live stream, this live wonderful discussion with me, and who are you? We're going to find out. Put your names in the chat if you can see this. I'm not just talking to a brick wall. Greetings, blobfish. How are you doing this fine evening? I hope anyone who comes into the chat is doing all right. Hello to Liam Mail, Raphael Nadale. I am so sorry if I say names wrong, by the way. Don't take it personally. I'm just shit at pronouncing things. Hello to Piranha, Ethan. It's been a while since I've done a live stream, hasn't it? I'm just waiting for everyone to come in. Be sure to share the stream if you haven't already. Let's see how many people we can get in here. Hello to Emperor of the Daleks, Lochen, Atomize, Dr. Bonnie, Dan Ben. I'm doing alright, thanks, Blobfish. Just been rushing to get videos out on all this news. Should I change my name to Flux Media? Go for it. This trailer makes me excited for the new series. We are gonna get into that. Don't you worry. Hello to Paul Malley. Jeremy Duncan. Hello everyone. Welcome aboard, one and all. It's so lovely to be seeing you all today. Right, well, I guess before we start, do me a favour, like the stream, would be gratefully appreciated. You know, we are trying to get to 10k by the end of the year. I don't know whether you noticed this. So if you could do me a little bit of a favour, just click that subscribe button. I'd be very much appreciative of that. Also, what was the other thing I was going to say? If you want a super chat, you know, completely optional, but the option is there. I want, also, by the way, do this every time. Hello to Andrew Hayden, Luke Bichel, to Soram, Piers Bundinish. I'm probably saying that. I'm butchering names. I'm so sorry. Let us get into it, shall we? Let's go. Right. I haven't actually got my window capture set up yet, so this was all a very last minute decision to just decide to go live. So if I do this, that. Oh, okay, hang on. We're getting there. This is work in progress. Oh, that's the wrong way. Very good, very good. Okay, if I go down. Okay, let's have a look. Window capture on. There we go. Right. Well, that didn't work. Where's the other one? Oh, Jesus. Right. Give me a minute. There we go. Right. Look at this, rearranging the stream. Aren't I professional? Look at me go. There we go. There it is. Right, hang on. One more thing. How do I resize this? I don't know how I resize it now. That's fun. It's been a while, so I apologize. But also, you know, you get to see a bit of the behind the scenes, or should I say, lack of things working. So that's fun. Hang on. There we go. Oh, that's looking better. Look at that. That's looking a bit more like it, isn't it? Apologies for the rough around the edges nature of this stream. As I said, very last minute stuff. But I wanted to go live and to give you my live thoughts on what we have received this evening. Oop, that's my own video. Where's the Doctor Who? I've been struggling to find the actual Doctor Who page because they deleted it and then they brought it back, which I gotta say, still a weird move. I understand that it was to build hype, I guess. I'm just having to look for... Oh, okay, here it is. So this was the main thing that we got. Hopefully you guys can see this in chat just fine. We got this thing called The Flux is coming. Very mysterious. Ooh, what does it mean? We don't know yet. It's very exciting. So it plays. We finally get that shot of Jodie that's been eluding us for a while. So the Flux is coming. It sure is. John Bishop's there. Mandip Gill's there. Also, I got to ask, ooh, that's not what I wanted. What's John Bishop doing there? Because I highly doubt that he's become a veteran TARDIS pilot by now. Mandip Gill, I can believe because she's been here for what? Well, I guess, 3 series, but like in timeline-wise, probably like 3 years? So I can believe her knowing how to fight. John Bishop, though, I don't know how he knows, but... So this was the main thing that we got, and then in conjunction with that, if I can get Twitter up, we got, this is very unprepared, we got this, which was the poster, Doctor Who Flux, 31st of the 10th, 2021. And as you can see, there is the poster, there is Jodie, and as I said in my videos on these topics, I couldn't help but be, and don't crucify me for this, I couldn't help but be just a teeny weeny little bit like underwhelmed by this. Now, a lot of people on Twitter have already jumped to conclusions on that. I want to clarify now, I thought that this was fine. I thought that this was a fine piece of promotion. I just felt that with how long we waited, because let's face it, the last piece of substantial news we got was Comic-Con in July. I just felt that given that, we could have done with a bit more than what essentially boils down to a poster and a little teaser. And people are saying, this has happened before, by the way. I'd like to point out, when the Series 13 teaser came out in July, people were saying, don't worry, we'll get a full trailer soon. It'll be fine. All your concerns, they don't matter because we'll get a full trailer soon. And I'm just going to say right now, I'm not 100% convinced there's going to be another trailer. Like, we're only 2 to 3 weeks from broadcast. I'm not overly convinced we're going to get another one, and I think what ended up happening with how I reacted to the Cotton panel, more and more as time progressed, came to be how everyone else seemed to view it. I saw a lot more people basically saying, oh yeah, it wasn't that great, we haven't had much in between, it kind of feels a bit lackluster, and now I can just sort of see the cycle repeating itself where we get a piece of marketing and then people go, oh no, don't worry, we'll get another trailer soon and it'll be fine. And I'm just here to say, that happened last time and we're still keeping up the same thing, essentially. Again, to clarify, I thought that this was fine. I'm just not as blown away by it as some other people are. And if that makes me Satan, if that makes me hell's chosen child, if that makes me worthy of your crucifixion, then there's not much I can do to change your mind. However, in my view, it was just okay. Not bad, just okay. That's the vibe. I'm going to read some of the chat. I don't know, by the way, someone said that there's a way of making the chat just appear on the screen. There probably is. I haven't figured it out yet. Maybe I'll do it for the next time. God, I hate those people on Twitter, though. How dare you not be happy with the promotion hater? Yeah, I just kind of feel like, I sometimes lumped in with that. And listen, don't get me wrong. I do understand why. I probably do complain more than most do. But I feel as though it's more just because I care than out of any sort of malicious intent for the current production team, for Chris Chibnall, for Jodie Whittaker. I'm at a point now where I am looking at these things more critically. There are some people who you'll get news and they'll basically go, that's great, that's wonderful, no matter what they do. I think like the BBC official Doctor Who channels could literally post a picture of some feces and people would go, oh, this is great. I'm just not like that. The reality of it is, I talk about this in my Vote Saxon video, if any of you have seen that, like, when I think something is or not great, or just okay, I'll say it. And unfortunately, it seems less and less allowed for that to happen, which is a shame. However, I do hope that with perhaps the advent of the new RTD era, people become a little bit less defensive of the current of the show, because I made this tweet earlier today, and I still think it's really relevant to what I'm discussing here. Um, uh, Okay, here we go. Guys, Doctor Who isn't going to shag you. There's no need to be so defensive of it all the time. That's kind of how I feel. Like, people feel a weird, sense of they need to defend a brand. They need to defend this company that they admire, that they make something that people enjoy. And I'm just of the opinion that, we as consumers, we have a lot more power than we realize, I think. And I think just blindly accepting everything, you get worse products as a result of that. Anna says, she just listed the villains, why are people excited? We already knew that 2 of the recognizable villains were already in it. Should have been shown the villains, not told them. I do agree. That was one of my main criticisms, was she kind of just listed the villains. Don't get me wrong, it was nice to get some official confirmation that, the Weeping Angels and the Sontarans are things that exist and will be in the next series, don't get me wrong. I'm happy that they've acknowledged that they exist. But is that really the bar now? Is that really the bar where, all they need to do to get people excited is just go, yeah, it exists. Great. There's someone putting a lot of emojis in chat, I've noticed. I do have a no spamming rule in these live streams. A lot of them are being held for review right now. But yeah, if you could not spam, I'd be appreciative of it. Someone said, what is your fave Doctor Who trailer? Probably the Series 5 one, because not only am I a massive Series 5 stan, but also it's just a really well-made trailer where they get sucked up by the ground. The Series 4 Burning Through Time trailer is really good as well. Why are they calling it Flux instead of Series 13? I don't know. Presumably, it ties into the fact that it's all one story. I assume that the Flux subtitle is going to have, a meaning. Like you can see here, I don't know why I'm pointing, because you can't really see what I'm pointing at, I don't think. But you can sort of see there's little, the rainbow sort of spans out into different branches. So Flux to me kind of implies, maybe a flux in reality, maybe, multiple universes, that kind of thing. Which is also interesting because, as I've said, and I said it in the other video, they've said in an article somewhere that Series 13 will deal with universes. And this is definitely, this poster here definitely gives me vibes of the Loki finale, where you have all the branching timelines. I wouldn't be surprised if Doctor Who's trying to capitalize on that recent trend. It makes a lot of sense. I will say, you notice that the logo has been slightly changed here to the more orange tint, which I actually prefer to the yellow. I don't know whether that's a hot take or not. I do find it weird that we've still got the old BBC logo, despite the new marketing on the billboards, which I've also posted, showing a new BBC logo. So I find it weird that this brand new poster has the old logo. I will say this marketing does feel a bit more RTD-esque, and I don't know whether that's intentional with RTD coming back, because, I think there's a possibility that they hope that people are going to think that, RTD's already back, when that's not the case. El Patron, it's been a long time. What's your favourite interior, though? Oh, the McGann one. Easily. But I'd say the Capaldi one's a close second. I have a problem with that Theory's... problem with which thing? What's different with the new logo, though? As in the Twitter logo? It's slightly darker, and it's got a different gradient, which looks a bit more like, I guess, Earth, or like a planet. I do slightly prefer it, but I mean, it's so minimal. It's not terrible. I feel like I'm going around in circles a bit, but like with a lot of Chibnall era stuff in terms of marketing, it's not terrible. It's just kind of there. And I think that's a way you could kind of describe the era itself, is just kind of there. And I don't know, I'm just not as hyped as some other people are. This isn't an insult to anyone who is hyped. But, for me, it was okay. That's my main like takeaway from it. You know, it's not terrible. It's just fine. Apparently, it's been confirmed. I'll see if I can find the tweet. I saw a tweet where they said that it was confirmed that it's going to air on 8:30. I don't know where it was from now. I don't have any clue where I saw that. I think Mr. TARDIS might have tweeted about it again, so I'm going to have a look at that. It's just scrolled. I hate how Twitter, by the way, when you click the back button, Twitter then like takes it as, time to refresh. It's like, no, I just want to go back to the tweet that I was just looking at. A little bit irritating. I'll just go on his Twitter. By the way, I'll talk about people mentioned the Confused Alpha beef. By the way, thought I'd make it clear now. Me and Confused Adipose don't actually have any beef. We were just in a Discord call together just now before I went live. Everything's fine. Mum and Dad are fine. No one's arguing. It's just a little bit of banter back and forth between friends. Although I do think there were some people who took what I said on Twitter and kind of just extrapolated the worst faith intentions they could have. With an 8:30 start time, they're really relying on kids staying up late on a school night, fueled by trick-or-treat and sugar. This is interesting. The 8:30 start date for Series 13 is very interesting because it is quite late for what is a family show. I believe the last time we had something like that, you can correct me if I'm wrong, chat, was Series 9. They had a later air time, which was around 8:30. And I will be curious to see how airing it on Halloween actually does. Because on the one hand, I've seen a lot of people saying that, all the kids are going to be out and stuff. But on the other hand, I don't think that's quite as big of a thing now as it might have been a few years ago. I could be wrong there. But I think with, obviously we just I guess we're sort of coming out of COVID. I don't really know. I kind of stopped following it recently because I just want it to be over. But I think people are going to be a lot more cautious about things like Halloween this year, given that we've all just been told to wear masks and stuff. I can't imagine everyone just going back to, right, let's get sweets from random strangers' houses. So, maybe the Halloween air date will be golden. It does make sense for a show about an alien and aliens and fighting aliens and monsters. It makes perfect sense. I'll just be interested to see if kids trick-or-treating has a negative impact on the viewing figures or whether actually it works to the benefit of the show. Favourite police box? Probably, thinking about it, that's a hard one. I do like the McGann one. It is quite different though. I'd say maybe the original, maybe. Like the 60s one. I quite like it. It's thinner, which I quite like. I think the Eccleston Tennant one, I do like it, but it is a bit wide, and that's kind of the same for a lot of the new series boxes. I do like that they kind of rectified that with 13s. Is one thing I'll give this era, is that the TARDIS exterior is quite nice, and I quite like it. 100 plus people putting their hand in the same bucket and then eating things from a bucket doesn't sound smart in a pandemic. Exactly, that's why I don't think Halloween's going to be quite as big. Okay, how do I block someone? Someone keeps spamming in the chat. Error. Oh, I'm just getting errors when I do it. Do me a favour, Atomize, you're a wrench in here. Yeah, thanks. It's just someone spamming at this point. If you're gonna spam, at least spam something interesting, but I think you just spammed emojis. Thank you for the subscription, Lost Time Lord. Very much appreciate it. We're trying to get to 10k by the end of the year, and if you are just coming into the live stream to say hello, please do subscribe. Also, as I said, if you do enjoy the content, super chats are an option. Never force it on any of you though. Love you all. But yeah, what were we talking about? The time being 8:30, that's an odd choice. Because logically, most younger kids go to bed between 9. I understand it's Halloween, so they might get away with being up later, but 8:30, presuming it's the usual 50-minute slot that this era sort of fits into, that would be about you'd end at about 9:20, which might be pushing it a bit for some kids. I don't really know what the going average for kids going to bed times are these days. I think it has gotten later. I sound like such an old man. I'm 18 and I sound like 85. But, like, you know, that is pushing it a bit. But, you know, maybe it'll work. I don't really know. As I said, Halloween is, you know, you probably would be able to stay a bit later for that. But if that's the going release time for all episodes of the series, I think that's an interesting decision. Oh, vote Saxon07 I think my Halloween decorations will be COVID contamination warnings in the front garden. Yeah, you know what? That's a great sign. You know, it's a great way to get, you know, people to not bother you on Halloween. Just say you've got COVID, and they'll completely just not bother with your house. It's a good tactic. I saw someone say they want to see the Doctor start dropping F-bombs half an hour. You know, that I would respect that. Imagine, right, you're watching a new Series 13 episode, and Geordie just pops in like, I don't give a fuck, Gaz. You know what I mean? I'd have a lot of respect for that. They won't do it, but it would be very funny. I see someone says they've notified me of something on Twitter. So I don't really know if I can find it, but if someone has atted me, at me again so I can see it. But yeah, like my overall thoughts, it's fine. You know, it's not. I'm not seething at it. I don't think it's the best thing in the world. I just think it was okay. Really, I'd still question, and I hope that, you know, I'm not the only one who questions this. Maybe I will be. I still question what the purpose of the Twitter and YouTube just nuking was. Like, I feel like you could have dropped this at the end of today with the social medias all being up, and I feel like the effect would have been almost identical. I get that it was a nice stunt, but I don't really think it really had much of an impact on anyone beyond our very specific, you know, circle. Rumour has it Darius is going to play Bumblebee in the new Transformers. I cannot confirm or deny this at this time. But all I will say is, Autobots roll out. That's all I'm going to say. Good morning, good afternoon, I should say. It's more like evening now, but yes, good afternoon, our Overlord. I don't know about that. That's probably giving me a bit too much power, but thank you all the same. Darius is one of the best YouTubers. Oh, stop it, you lot. You're making me blush. If Jodie swore during Who, my heart would violently churn due to shock. It would be very funny. It would probably unironically end up being one of my favourite 13 scenes or moments, just because of how out of left field something like that would be. I'm just going to go a bit bigger so that we're not just looking at the chat here. Oh, I've just been sent a Facebook message. I'm going to turn down desktop audio. Oh, it is already turned down. You didn't hear it, but I did. It's like that thing. What was it? Is it Jim Sterling who was like, you didn't notice it, but your brain did. Like, that was what happened just then. I tagged you again. Right, I'll have a look. Some reason, I'm getting a lot of Twitter notifications because it's Doctor Who News night. For some reason, they're not coming through on my notifications. If you could DM me, I could have a look. Wait, are you Darinium? I don't want to just open someone's DMs on stream. What's your Twitter at, Tharies? At ThariesYT is the Twitter at. Hang on, I can get it up for you now. At ThariesYT. I'm currently called Thukies because, ooh, spooky. Halloween, am I right? But yeah, drop me a follow. We're actually really close to 1.7k followers on Twitter. I'd love to get to 2,000. That'd be quite nice. But yeah, I guess I should talk about. Do I talk about the? I could talk a bit. I mean, there isn't even really drama. I said before, you know, with me and Confused Adipose, we're good friends. IRL, we've met multiple times. So you know, we're it's all fine. You know, we're not fighting. No one's gonna get hurt or die. But essentially, I tweeted out. To clarify, I think tonight's news was pretty solid. I just wasn't as blown away by it as some other people were. I would have liked to have seen some actual shots of the enemies or something, given how long we've waited, which I stand by. The poster is nice though, and I'm glad we finally have a date. So then, Confused Adipose responded quite humorously by saying, to clarify, I think tonight's news was pretty solid. I just like complaining about the Chibnall era, to which I then responded, haha, real good straw man argument, adipose. Now, I will say again, no, please don't take this seriously. We're friends in real life. It's largely a joke. And, it's kind of poking fun at both of our positions in the fandom, as you can see there in the replies. You are never happy, Mr. Tharies, and then I responded, you are too happy, Mr. Street. Don't take this too seriously, but Mr. TARDIS did have a good response, and it wasn't to confuse Oedipus specifically, but it was more so a larger point of, it seems whenever I tweet anything, there's a group of people who sort of talk past me and kind of assume the worst out of what I say rather than... actually read what I say, which can be a bit frustrating. But at the same time, I guess it's just because I'm a bit of a bad boy, a bit of a controversial one, a little bit on the edge, a little bit risque, you could say. But yeah, don't take that too seriously. I want to see Dan call up the boys and just have a bar fight at the end of the episode. You know what? I respect that. We know that Dan's parents are in the first episode. I know that for a fact. By the way, I love to do this. This is the part of the stream, one of the parts of the stream I really enjoy. Post, if you're in the chat right now, post exactly where you're... Well, not exactly, I don't want to know your address. But post where you're watching this from. I always love to see what parts of the world we have watching. It's a really fun little experiment. So just do that for me if you're in the chat right now. And then I'm going to ask you a follow-up question about tonight's news. Can confirm Tharies actually beat up Confused Adipose, and now there's heaps of beef between them. Yep, it's true. I won that fight, by the way. I just want it known that me and Confused Adipose did fight, and I easily won. I just sort of flattened him. Thank you for the follow, Lost Time Lord. As I said, if you want to follow me on Twitter, feel free. Have I been at it again? Here we go. Out of context, Tharies YT chat. Dan shanking us on Taran would be unironically funny. That's a great line. Oh, that's brilliant. Can we just get a bunch of people tweeting about the live stream? That'd be fun. Alright, let's see what you guys are saying. Brazil, Dallas, Texas, Leeds, Netherlands, Yorkshire, Wales, me too, Portugal, Birmingham, Germany, Cornwall, Southeast England, London, south of England, Jakarta, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. That might be a reference. The Andromeda Galaxy, vote Saxon. It's so nice of you to drop in that far away. Do they have Wi-Fi? Fair play though. Glasgow, Scotland, East England, Medway, Worcestershire. Did you pre-order Season 17 collection? I did not. I probably should have, but I have no money. I'm out of money. So do me a favour. Give me money. No, don't give me money. I'm actually broke, but Tharies fly kicked him in the jaw. Oh, Confused Adipose, yeah. I actually stood on him. You'll never see that move, from me normally. But, it was in a very specific circumstance, so I felt the need to use it. I want to go to Cardiff so desperately. I will say, I never go outside, but on the off chance any of you do see me around Cardiff, don't hesitate to say hello. I don't bite most of the time, and if you want to say hello, it would really brighten my day, so feel free. My beautiful comment is cemented on my Twitter account now as well. Absolutely wonderful stuff. They could drop us real soon. That's something I wanted to talk about, actually. I doubt, and this might be me being Mr. Cynical again, I doubt we will get another trailer. I doubt... Oh my god, we got a super chat. Oh wow. Thank you to Jeremy Duncan for the $5 US, or £3.68 in the UK. I can just see Tharies slamming Confused Adipose like Hulk slamming Loki. That's what happened. Someone do fan art of that. I'll retweet it. No, what was I saying? The super chat caught me off guard. I'm not used to seeing them. That was really nice though. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. What was I saying? Someone remind me in chat. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, trailer. I'm not 100% convinced we'll get another one. And the reason I say that is we're only, 3-ish weeks from broadcast? 2 and a bit weeks from broadcast. And the way this marketing team tend to work, I notice, is that they'll give you something minimal, and that'll kind of be it for like a long time. So obviously we had the Series 13 teaser in July, and then we had obviously this now, and that's in October. I'm not convinced that they'll give us something more in 2 more weeks. I doubt it. I'd love to be wrong, and if I am wrong, then you guys can come back to this stream, clip this part, and basically say, ha, you were wrong. But I'm not convinced we'll get another full-on trailer. I could see on this is my theory, right? We know that Graham Norton. We know that Jodie Whittaker is going on Graham Norton. So it wouldn't overly surprise me if perhaps we got, I guess, like a first clip of Series 13 on Graham Norton, or Doctor Who Flux on Graham Norton, rather than a trailer. It'll be like maybe a minute-long clip of Dan falling over or something, maybe. I don't think we'll get another full-on trailer. Again, love to be wrong, but I just don't expect anything from the current marketing team anymore, because it's a losing battle. Whenever you expect something, they just do the opposite. So it's not really worth. You still need to eat your chat. I did eat part of it. It was in a pinned comment on my Twitter, but it's also on the second channel. I bit off a part of the armrest. I guess I can let you in on the secret now. I guess it's been long enough. I didn't actually bite that bit off. That bit was already off, but I did actually bite into the seat itself. So yeah, this guy is geeky but wholesome. Thank you. You're too kind. Can't wait to clip Tharies with Curb Your Enthusiasm. Absolutely do it. I will retweet, and it'll be a good time. Vote Saxon07 says, did I say it? Confused Oedipus body will be later found floating in Cardiff Bay with tyre tracks across his face. Yep. I've just got to, hide the evidence after this stream. I've got like the shovels just in the back as well, just so I can bury him. And then, I eliminate my own competition, but we're not going to tell anyone that that's my plan. I hope the first episode is just Independence Day, but in Liverpool. That'd be quite funny, but I doubt they could afford Will Smith. As much as I would love him to be in a Doctor Who episode, can you imagine? Possible clip when Jodie's on Graham Norton. That's what I think will happen. I think we'll get a clip of Series 13 on Graham Norton, but not a full trailer. I've DM'd you, Tharies. Whoa, the chat's going fast. Okay, I will take a look at your DM. Here we go. Right, let me have a look. So this is from someone in the chat. Zindline Laffy. I'm probably butchering. Again, if I butcher a name, I'm so sorry. But I'm just terrible at pronouncing names. But if my theory is correct, I could totally see there's going to be a lot of outrage and backlash. I really hope that's wrong. I assume this is in reference to, could this be the reason why Doctor Who's called Flux now? Instead of naming the series, instead of naming it series, insert number. You know what? A series with a subtitle rather than a number might be a good way to go, because it's a bit less alienating, probably. So yeah, maybe. I'd be sad to see the rest of the series to expire, but look on the bright side, we're getting RTD back anyway. That's a pretty good theory. I wouldn't be too surprised if it turned out that they decide, you know what? Series 14 sounds a bit daunting. We'll call it, I don't know, something tacky like Doctor Who Beginnings, because it's a new era. When is Doctor Who Season 13 starting? I now can officially say 31st of October, Halloween. Villain on Halloween, who do you think it is? Sontarans. In the filming images with the Sontarans, we already saw... Wait. Yeah, we saw... I just malfunctioned in real life. I lagged IRL then. Your stream didn't lag on you, it was me. We already saw pumpkins when the Sontarans were filming, so I think it's a pretty safe bet to assume the first episode will be Sontarans. Also, I believe that's the one where Dan's parents were on set, and I also believe it's the same one where they whack a Sontaran with a frying pan. So, yeah, I'm going to assume first episode villain Sontarans, and it's going to be our big introductory episode to Dan. We've also seen through filming the basic shots of him getting introduced to the TARDIS. So yeah, 31st of October, Halloween, Sontaran episode is my pretty, educated guess. Darius, I saw you buy Tesco's yesterday. You was with your girlfriend. I was walking the dog. I don't think that was me, because I wasn't in Tesco's yesterday. Unless I have a clone, which I doubt, given that we're in the real world. But if I do have a clone, I'd love to meet him. I'd finally get to hear myself, which is my favourite voice. That's a joke. Someone's going to take that out of context. Darius at you on Twitter with a gift. I shall have a look at your gift now. Darius, don't have anything to say about the live stream, but about a nude ood instead. That was something I didn't know I needed to see. I'm going to retweet it so you guys can all see it. I won't show it on stream just in case YouTube's like, a naked ood figure, banned, you know. It was Darius' version of the Valiard. Oh my god, that's so cool. Where'd you hear that? Where'd you hear what? What bit? Theory's timeless children are everywhere. Yep, I have Morbius versions, apparently. What is Flux? It's the Doctor Who Series 13 subtitle, it would appear. I don't really know why there's a subtitle. I said in my other video, which by the way, if you haven't watched, please do, that I most likely assume that Flux ties into the idea of there being multiple universes, and that these things here are the branching out of multiple timelines and universes, and like it'll all be one self-contained story. Perhaps we will see pre-Gallifrey and time will go all funny, hence the name Flux. Maybe it's a flux in time. Also, Flux does have time connotations due to, of course, the flux capacitor from Back to the Future. So yeah, I think it'll tie into the 6-part narrative of the series, would be my guess. So I hope that answers your question in as much depth as I attempted to answer it in. If it didn't, I'm sorry. All fluorescent like white people look alike. I'm not going to disagree. But also, I mean, there aren't that many people who are in a wheelchair and also wear Adidas tops way too often. Good evening, Cynix. How you doing? Would love it if you'd retweet any of my target tweets. We need more listeners. Let me have a look. What's your Twitter? I'll give you a retweet. Why not? Share the love. I say that now and then everyone's going to give me stuff to retweet. That was probably a bad idea. No, which is not that I don't want to. It's just that, you know, I'll be here all day. Did you speak about Billy Piper wanting to come back? I haven't, but I did see the clip. And I think, yeah, makes sense. And I wouldn't be surprised if it did happen. Maybe the 60th? Like, here's the thing. I see a lot of people being like, oh, I hope the 60th isn't a big, like, fan wanky thing. And I'm like, I get it, but also, like, if you can't be a bit fan wanky during the 60th, then when can you? You know what I mean? Like, the anniversaries, in my mind, are just meant to be a bit of fun. They're not meant to be hyper serious stories. With that in mind, though, I would say that my favourite's The Three Doctors, just because I think it's got the best actual plot, and it feels like the Doctors interact the most in that one. Because in the 5 Doctors, they're largely separated. The 2 Doctors, again, it's largely 2 different plots happening at once. And then with, I guess, I mean, Day of the Doctor, they do interact a lot. But I think that plot, as much as I liked it at the time, as time goes on, I've sort of looked back at it less and less fondly. Which is not to say that it's bad. I've just sort of, you know, had a less favourable interpretation of it as time has progressed. What's your thoughts on the 8:30 event start? I said a bit earlier on the stream, I think it's an interesting choice. I do wonder whether some kids will have gone to bed before the episode ends, and I will be interested to see how it impacts viewing figures for that reason. However, since it is Halloween, like, people would be staying up later, but it would be interesting to see if that's the same for every episode in the series. The fact that the Weeping Angels are tied into the vague Flux thing makes me have hope they're not going to make that awful Time Lord origin fan theory canon. See, this is where me and you would disagree, Atomize. I quite like that fan theory. I'm among the few people who actually think that's quite cool. But I kind of wouldn't want it to ever be officially implemented. Team Tharies versus Team Street. Yep, the fight's happening soon, guys. Tharies, can you say on the live stream that you're sponsored by Team Clomhub, please? Absolutely. This live stream is hang on, give me a second take. This live stream is sponsored by Team Clomhub. No, one more time. This live stream is sponsored by Team Clomhub. There you go. Yeah, 100th anniversary is a good idea. Yeah, the centenary will be interesting, because we know that Sacha Dhawan's Master's coming back, and we know the unit are in it, so I'm interested to see what they do with that. Wait, what's going on with Jenna Coleman? Is something going on with Jenna Coleman? I don't know. Let's take a look. I haven't seen anything about Jenna Coleman, unless, you know, someone can link that to me. I'm just going to make a little retweet here. You're going to see a tweet in live time. I do wonder what effect this will have. Have on viewing figures. As this is quite late. And probably too late for some younger fans. Late for some younger fans. However, since it's Halloween, if it's just Halloween, it may make sense, as kids are likely to stay up later. I do wonder, to what extent, there you go, you just saw a live tweet, be sure to give that a like when it goes up. I do wonder to what extent Halloween will actually feature in the narrative. We of course know that, like, there's pumpkins in it. I do wonder whether it'll be like a resolution type thing where New Year's is kind of a part of the plot to an extent, or whether it'll be more like, I guess, Revolution, where that fact is just kind of a thing that is the case. I think it'll probably be more the second one. Hey, any horror-related playlist from Tharies? I don't really listen to that much music, to be honest with you. If you want a Doctor Who playlist for Halloween, again, don't really know what to suggest there. Interesting question, though. If anyone has some good ideas, I'm sure someone will let you know. The kids will have to catch up on iPlayer. I didn't watch Sarah Jane Adventures. I did that with Sarah Jane Adventures back in the day. Interestingly, I did that with Doctor Who back in the day because I was the only one who wanted to watch it as a kid. But Sarah Jane was like my alternative during the day. Thank you all for liking new tweet, by the way. I do love it when I'm on a live stream because people actually like my tweets. I mean, they like my tweets when I'm not on a live stream, but it just means that what you call it? You know, people actually see them, I guess. By the way, like this tweet, just so I can annoy the confused adipose. by a little ratio. We've got about 20. We need about 20 people to like this tweet in order to ratio the confused adipose, which I would very much like because it would be funny. John Sims, I do like John Sim. Chicken Pagan on Twitter. Just messaged you on Twitter of a possible explanation of the Flux thing. Let's take a look. But oh yeah, the question I wanted to pose while I'm doing that in chat. I'm guessing this is you. That's what Flux means on the TARDIS Fandom website. Okay, we'll give that a read. But before we do though, do me a favour. Well, I'm going to ask you all a question now, and I want you all to answer it for me, and I'll read your responses once I've read this thing. But what were your thoughts on this recent marketing? Just give me your thoughts in general. A Flux was an individual whose history was continuously changing. One was created when an individual used a very high chaotic limiter setting to go backwards in time but not far in space, effectively turned loose in his or her own history. Because of the limiter setting, tiny actions taken by the future version would have very large effects on the past version, which would transform the future version's biodata and in turn alters the changes made to the past version. That's interesting because that very much does tie in to what Chibnall has been doing with the Timeless Child stuff, because if you look here, it says, where does it say it? Effectively, because of the limiter, actions were taken by the future version, which would have very large effects on the past version. The Timeless Children does have a lot of effects on the past mythology as we knew it. And I have heard rumours, and I will stress, these are just rumours, that the part of the plot of Series 13 is going to revolve around certain aspects of the past being wiped and essentially being brought back, which this would tie into. I hope you don't mind. Wait, what was your name? Doctor Who OTG. I might tweet this out. Another live tweet for you. But I will be sure to credit you, or if you go in the replies, I'll make sure that you get the credit. Oh, that's the wrong. Wait, did I do that right? Yeah, I did. I'm just gonna do another live tweet for you. Look at this. Interestingly, this is the TARDIS Fandom definition of Flux, and ties and is eerily similar to the Timeless Child stuff. As well as a rumor I heard that parts of the plot of Series 13 will revolve around the past being erased. Around the past being erased. Okay, boom, another tweet. Look at that. Look at that. We rolling today. All right, let's have a look at your responses. It's been a while. Hey Tharius, could you do a shout out? I think that says to my younger brother. He's a big Doctor Who fan and will exist. Who you see this name in? You will make his day. What's his name? I'll mention him on stream. I couldn't tell what his name was. Let me see though what your guys' thoughts on what I said was. I think it starts around here. The marketing has been SHIT, pretty lackluster, really dodgy. The marketing, oh boy, not a fan, pretty meh, feels like the BBC are embarrassed by the show, or the Chibnall era at least, and are trying to do as little as they can. I definitely do still get that vibe, even though we have had billboards. To be fair, it's all a bit too little too late in my mind. So I definitely see that. Evening, the marketing's been SHIT, IMO. Absolutely BS from the BBC. Sounds like the pointless child. I'm kind of numb to it. And IDKY, I used to get hyped. Not Doctor Who's fault, but IDK weird. Fair enough. I think that's kind of how I felt to a point. I was just sort of like, it was alright. Series 13 is going to be a letdown. I think, I've said this before, it will either be Chibnall's best series, or it'll be an absolute train wreck. It's going to be one of the two. There's going to be no in the middle. It's going to be one of the two, and I'm here for the ride, is all I'm going to say. I'm going to try and do like live streams every evening when an episode drops, as well as reactions, initial reviews. I'm going to try and basically get all the content I can out of these episodes, essentially. Because we need it. We Doctor Who YouTubers, we're starved for content. Quite literally. Sort of cool, but I expected more. Yeah, fair enough. I think I got most people's. Hello to Kian McFall. I hope you're doing alright tonight. I hope that... I assume either... I hope your cousin delivers this message to you. I don't know whether you're a fan of mine, but hi. I hope that was alright. Sorry for your language. That's alright. The only reason I don't say it out loud is because I'm worried the algorithms are going to just completely because for some reason with these live streams, I don't know what it is, but no matter what the content is, there's a while where it has the yellow dollar sign. What is the best Doctor Who meme you've seen? Ooh. I mean, all the Benny stuff around Orphan 55 was quality. What else? It's hard to think of one specific meme. I guess, like, anything Doctor Who Poop did with, you're doing it, mate, or, any of the drag stuff, that it was all great. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Maybe a trailer will come out next Saturday. I doubt it. I've said I think what we'll get on Graham Norton will be like a little first look rather than a trailer, where you'll have like a 1 minute-ish long scene, but not much more than that. That's what I think. However, she is unsuccessful, so the Roof Doctor has to make the ultimate terror. Oh wait, so what if someone... this is part of a larger theory, hang on, I'm going to have a read. What if someone tries to wipe the Time Lords out of history, and the Doctor travels to the point in the Time Lords' history, fixed points, e.g. creation of time travel, to try and stop whatever it is. However, she is unsuccessful, so the Roof Doctor has to make the ultimate sacrifice and use a time travel device to go back in time, to before the Time Lords existed and restart the Time Lords from scratch. Not a bad theory. I really like that. Yeah. Now that's what I called in a conflict. We love to see the JXE references in chat. We love JXE here. Absolute queen. We love JXE. New BBC logo shown on some adverts in Liverpool, I think it was. Which is why I'm interested to see that it's not on the new promotional stuff. That's an interesting choice. But, we'll see. Maybe they're just holding out. I don't know. I think I might talk more about like the Flux theory in a video separately, I think. Because it's quite an interesting idea, certainly. Oh, you've changed your name to Flux Media. That was good. The device she uses, however, the gate is alien technology, and she also uses it to reverse her personal time and reduces her to a child, the Timeless Child. Interesting. So she creates the Timeless Child herself. Interesting. Do you think Doctor Who will be called Flux in 2022? No. I think this is just a Series 13 thing. I think it's to tie specifically into the plot of this series specifically. I can't see it being carried over to another series. I could be wrong on that, but that's the vibe I'm getting. Really enjoy your content. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Not saying Chips isn't responsible, but I don't believe the BBC had no input either. Yeah, no, I definitely think there has been some behind the scenes meddling, if we call it that, because they're like Series 11 and Series 12 almost feel like they're from completely different showrunners, in so much as the approach is very different, in the sense of like past mythology, fan references, action-y bits. Like, it feels very different, and part of me does wonder whether that was mandated. One thing I will say is that I know for a fact RTD will have relative creative freedom because he wouldn't come back otherwise. So I think we can rest easy in the knowledge of, now that RTD is coming back, it will probably be his own vision for the most part. BBC One is glitching out, is it? I don't know whether I can show, I probably can't show iPlayer on stream, but I can certainly take a look. Hang on, let's take a look. Oh dear. Maybe they're just replaying the teaser. Channels, BBC One, blankety blank. Wait, where is it lagging out? I haven't seen anything at the minute. They're just playing blankety blank. If anyone has any eyewitness accounts of that, feel free to let me know though. I couldn't see anything when I took a look. I'm terrified about what Chris is going to do. I honestly wouldn't worry too much because if anything is bad, which, let's face it, it could be, then it'll just be erased or sort of forgotten about with RTD2, so I wouldn't worry too much. Yeah, I'm not anticipating it to be, good, but I have wanted to see a new Who serial for ages. I also think it's better for the streaming format. Very true. RTD will have no tethers. Exactly. Agreed. He would not come back unless he had pretty much total freedom to do whatever he wanted. Obviously, there's certain guidelines he has to face and all that, but by and large, I think he'll have relative creative freedom. Manifesting a Doctor-Master body swap so we can see Sasha as the Doctor and Jodie as the Master, like God intended. I mean, I could see... I do like Sasha Dewan as the Master, though, is the thing. I do find Jodie to be a little bit lacking in authority at times, but I don't know whether, it would make it... I mean, it's possible it could happen in the Centenary, for definite. Something like that wouldn't surprise me, particularly. IMDb say Jacob Anderson as Vinder in Doctor Who Series 13 2021. Yeah, that was confirmed in the Comic-Con panel. To be fair, Chibnall's era has given us the most gorgeous looking era of the show. True, I would also say I quite like, in terms of things Chibnall's done, I like... okay, I'll give him this. The theme music is good. I like the TARDIS exterior. I think Sacha Dhawan's Master is also pretty good. I like the Roof Doctor. There's elements of this era I like. It just doesn't come together to form a cohesive whole, and it's not enough on its own to make an era particularly, good in my opinion. Calling your production company Bad Wolf is a chat move. I agree. Less PC content, more vintage Who. I don't really think that RTD will make Doctor Who less PC. If you think that, my only suggestion would be, and it's not like a dig or anything, watch Years and Years. Years and Years is an incredibly politically charged show and a really good show. I don't think politics in itself is the issue with this era. I just think that the way it handles politics can be a bit heavy-handed and kind of miss the point. I don't think it's politics. I don't think by virtue of its politics alone, it's bad. I just think that it's not handled great, but RTD is really good at incorporating political messages into good stories. So I have faith in whatever RTD chooses to do. Like, seriously, a Mothman episode would just be so cool for Doctor Who. They could do something really trippy and eldritch if they wanted to. I'm not sure what Mothman is. If someone could fill me in, I'd appreciate it. TARDIS interior is Josh. I do agree. I like the exterior as in the box itself. Hopefully he does pick Ollie from It's a Sin. I'm going to be honest, and it's no dig on Ollie. I don't see it. A lot of people suggest him. To be fair, I don't really see Lydia West either. Out of the Years and Years cast, Tania Miller is the one that I see the spark in the most. 100%. I haven't seen It's a Sin yet. Maybe that'll give me some different views, but with Ollie, I don't see it. Manifesting Jo Martin as 14, give her what she deserves. I would like that, but I'm not gonna... Here's the thing. In my personal opinion, with the whole Ruth Doctor thing, it was Chibnall's responsibility to give that character something. So therefore, as much as I would like to see Ruth and Jo Martin do more, at the same time, I'm not going to hold it against RTD if he decides, you know what, we're doing new things, we're moving on, sort of thing. I think Chibnall is far too condescending. With the politics, most of the time, it's like, yes, you get the message, don't you? Yes, you get it right. You understand the message right. Yeah. I agree. It's also just the fact that, like, the actual, like, solutions to problems are a lot more, I guess, simplified than what they actually are. So Orphan 55, for example, you know, the message is, look after the environment. It's like, yeah, okay, but, like, any advice as to how? Or is that just all you're going to say? Like, you know, I personally think that, like, a lot more of the damage to the environment is caused by, like, giant companies than just the average person. But, you know. What's your opinion on Doctor Who Flux being one serial? I quite like it. Obviously, I am still interested to see just how connected it is, because we know it's all one story, but will it be one story in the sense of it will flow from episode to episode, or will it more be like self-contained adventures that just so happen to have a piece of the ongoing narrative in each one? I personally think it would be the latter, although I'd be interested to see if it's the former. Oh, you meant not Ollie, that's alright. That's fine. I mean, I wouldn't have minded if you said yes to it being Ollie. It's just, it's not something I see personally. Pollution is bad and exactly, like, you know, it's quite a simple, you know, sort of message. Well, the 2022 specials will be a part, will the 2022 specials be a part of Flux, since it's technically a part of the series? I don't know. If I had to guess the way they're presenting it, it seems like the 6 episodes are their own thing and then the specials are separate. Could be wrong, but I get the sense that Series 13 will be relatively self-contained, and then the specials will kind of be their own thing with maybe tenuous links to the previous series. So kind of like how, I guess, Revolution of the Daleks handled it, where you get references to the previous story, but it also sort of exists in its own little bubble with the other Dalek story. I hope that makes sense. I definitely think, well, I mean, with Series 13, I think I would like it to be all one story, but I can imagine there being a bunch of self-contained adventures that just so happen to all tie in. Is kind of what the vibe I'm getting. Hello there, RMG. How are you doing? 8th Doctor had the best coloured TARDIS. Yep, he also just had the best TARDIS interior in general. Definitely. I've noticed websites listing Flux and 2022 specials separately. Yeah, I think the way it'll be treated will be more like the Tennant specials, where they're kind of treated as separate from like Series 4, for example. Hi Theris, big fan, thank you very much. Do you reckon I can get an interview for the Time Lord rank on the Confused Adipose Discord server? I have very little power on the Confused Adipose Discord. I mean, I say I have little power. I have got, I think, a moderator rank, but I can ask. Thank you to Shane Smith for the £5 super chat. And he sends a little man with one of them party blower things. What are they called? I don't actually know what those things are called. But thank you very much for the £5. Again, as I said, like, it means so much, honestly. It's so weird to me that there are people who actually care enough for what I say. You know, like, I feel a lot of the time I'm just rambling. But I hope that it's somewhat entertaining. The Doctor needs... Eighth Doctor needs way more love. True. I haven't listened to much of The Big Finish, but I honestly, you know what? I have a soft spot for the TV movie. You know? I don't think... I mean, yeah, it's campy. Yeah, it's over the top. Yeah, the plot, it doesn't always make sense. But God, is it fun to watch. I think the weirdest thing about the movie to me is the pacing. Like, you know, it sort of bounces like to things very quickly. I feel like we get to the world-ending stakes a bit quicker than we probably should. But yeah, I actually am of the opinion that the movie's really good fun. Graham is honestly one of the only characters I give a SHIT about in the Chibnall era. If that happens, I think I'm going to go absolutely mental. What was someone saying was going to happen? Someone update me. But yeah, I mean, the thing with, I think what makes Graham stand out from the others is less the way he's written and more so just Bradley Walsh being Bradley Walsh and being really likable. Because when you boil it down, he's not actually written that differently. Like, the lines of dialogue are kind of quite cookie cutter, but it's Bradley Walsh's delivery that I think makes them special. I find it annoying when people say the first Doctor never went back to Susan. They did in the 25th anniversary. Did they? Not Eric Roberts. You know what? Eric Roberts is good fun. Look, Tharis, you can't give up on Big Finish until you've heard the Rob Shippers stories. Don't get me wrong. You know, I would really... The thing is, with Big Finish, I just don't find it very easy to consume. I have a very short attention span, and I'm a very visual person, so I do struggle with that. If they made Big Finish animations like they do with the classic episodes, I'd be all over that. Hi, such a big fan. Thank you. I'm loving the support today, by the way. It's really nice. By the way, I hate how Tennant gets all... I hate how Tennant gets all the love all the time with... Doctor Who instead of other Doctors. Smith needs more time in Doctor Who. Agree 100%. I've been saying it. Tennant's great, but Matt Smith's my favourite and I want to see more of him. Get him back. If they don't get him back for the 60th, I'd honestly be so sad. Like, he's the one Doctor that I would want to see back more than any other, for me personally. Doctor Strange told the Masters look from the TVM. Yeah. There was actually, you know what? Funny you should mention that. Because I've gotten really into this channel recently. It's kind of like, do any of you guys remember Epic Rap Battles of History? It's basically, they do more of those. And they did an epic rap battle that was the Doctor versus Doctor Strange. And you just gave me a flashback to it. Hi everyone, and Theory's top content. Thank you, man. Really appreciate that. As I said, if you are enjoying the stream and you haven't already, please do like the stream. Would appreciate it, but, you know. Also, as I said, there's been a couple people super chatting tonight. Thank you so much for that. And if you want to show your support for the stream, feel free, but you're not obligated. And I really appreciate it. Do you think it was Jodie's fault her Doctor isn't the best, or Chibnall's the reason her Doctor isn't the best? I think she did great, and it's just Chibnall's writing ruined her potential. I definitely think it's more the writing, i.e. Chibnall. However, I've always said there's part of me that, like, I don't know what it is. Jodie doesn't always feel comfortable. I don't know, it comes across really strangely. Like, I find the delivery of some lines a bit strange, and I find that she sometimes lacks the authority that I like to see in my doctors. Even the sillier ones, like 11, he can have scenes where he's really authoritative. I do have a server for fans. Atomize, can you link it in the chat? That's what moderators are for, right? Linking things in chat. If you could link that in chat, people could join. I'd love to get some new members on there. It is a bit dead, so maybe if there's 100 odd people in here, if we could get some of you in there, it'd be nice to start some new conversations up. That'd be good fun. More Matt Smith, I agree. Matt Smith is wonderful, and I'm just going to scroll back up. The chat's going quite quick, so I've just got to try and... Matt Smith is wonderful, and I'd love to see him again, but personally, Capaldi not be beaten. I love Capaldi as an actor. Not a big fan of the stories or the way he's characterized generally. I think he's really inconsistent, and that's not Capaldi's fault. It just kind of sucks that the writing does kind of let down an actor who would theoretically be kind of perfect, is kind of perfect for the role. You don't want to be there, trust me. It wouldn't be that bad if we got a bunch more. It's not that bad, it's just a bit dead, I suppose. You don't really promote it. Yeah, I know. I should promote it more. I just forget to put the link in, and they always seem to expire for some reason, even when I click the don't expire option. Nothing related to you is dead. I don't know about that. This trim isn't up to much particularly. Revival of Thari City, yes. We're bringing it back from the Minecraft live streams many moons ago. I say many moons ago, it's probably like a few months ago. Do you think Jodie Whittaker was... I know that wasn't a yes/no question, but yes, both. Fair. I mean, I definitely think it's more Chibnall than Jodie. I just think Jodie's in a really hard position, and I do feel for her, and I feel for basically everyone in this production team, because they have been kind of shafted to a point by a lot of the marketing and all this sort of stuff. Like, I find it really interesting that the people who love this era, which they have every right to do, are also the ones who are hyper defensive of the marketing, when in reality, bad marketing actually negatively affects the likes of Jodie Whittaker and stuff. So yeah, I find that a bit strange, but what do I know about anything? Wheelchair Gang is elite, hell yeah it is. Hey Darius, if you can't give me time, do you reckon you could give me Shadow Proc? I could at least I could definitely ask. Stream DMU Darius, bring back. Maybe I will. The thing is with those streams is that not really many people were interested. If there was enough interest, I definitely would consider it. I need to get Minecraft, as in Java Minecraft, reinstalled on this computer because I'm on a new PC since those streams. But it's definitely something I'd consider if there was enough demand there. But yeah, the server is very dead. Yeah, well, hopefully, we can get some new people in. There's 100 people in here, so, if we can get some new people, new faces, that would be fun, Let's see if we can get some new people in. I'd love it if we could. I'd be very appreciative of that. Stream DMU. Maybe I will. Oh, we just had another super chat, I think, but it's gone past, or it's not shown up yet. I can see that revenue's gone up. Oh, here we go. We've got a $5 super chat from Bobcat. I think that, yep. I also feel like Jodie Whittaker's Doctor is too friendly and easily persuaded. Yeah, to a point. I'm not really against a friendly Doctor as such, but I definitely think there are times where, I don't know, I'd like a bit more seriousness from her. I also think she's a bit nervous and lacking in confidence, which is weird because the Doctor's never normally like that. Oh my god, we just had two in very quick succession then. Thank you so much. But yeah, to answer your question, I do sort of agree. I'd like the Doctor to be a bit more serious and a bit less easily persuaded. Our Twitter space is basically live streams. Yes, to a point, just minus the visuals. Thank you to Malcolm Hope for the £8.99. good old British pounds, put it towards the collection season 17, just in case series 13's a letdown. Thank you very much. I get my Who News almost entirely from you these days, so keep up the good work, mate. You know what? That honestly means a lot. It genuinely, I'm actually getting a bit emotional. I'm so fucking daft, honestly. It means a lot when people do stuff like that. You know, it makes it all feel worth it when you read things like that. I'm really appreciative of it. Thanks so much. Tharis deserves all the love. Oh, you guys are so kind. Oh man, you know, this is why I love doing live streams. I love the interactive elements of these. They're so much fun. And I end up feeling really uplifted and positive after these. You know, even if I'm talking about something that frustrates me, you know, I find that you guys are really, really supportive. And I can't thank you enough for that. The Chibs era I've watched the most is Orphan. The Chibs era I've watched the most is Orphan 55. As in the money? Not the money, someone else said money in the chat, and my brain just looked at that. As in the episode, it's probably maybe one of the weaker ones, but I mean, one of the weakest ones. It is very memeable though, so is that. Honestly, right, and I don't know whether any of you guys can help me out with this, but why are there so many people who really like Praxius? I don't get it. I find that story so boring. Yeah, what I like about Tharius is you have the balls to say stuff that not a lot of other people want to hear. Especially the whole toxic positivity stuff. No worries, that's what I'm here for. If I have to be the punching bag, then that's fine by me, I guess. Someone said something then, and I wanted to... Jodie is a fantastic darker actor. Look at that moment in Diodati. She excels in those darker moments. I agree. Completely. But she's not great at the joyful, nervous moments for the most part. Yeah, you know what? I kind of do agree. You were a great representation of the kind side of the Doctor Who community. I would watch you talk about Doctor Who without leaks. Well, thank you. I am planning on doing less of that now that Series 13's kicked up a gear. You'll notice that there's been a while where there hasn't been leaks as such. They're more so just actual bits of news and, you know, just talking about things. And I definitely plan on doing more discussions. Like, I hope, for any of you who saw it, I hope you enjoyed the Vote Saxon discussion about the figures. That was a really fun discussion, and I really enjoyed it. Oh, we've got another super chat. Sorry, it derails me completely because I'm not used to it. I feel Jodie's and David's Doctor would be a great TV as they have, as the energy they have could be on another level. It would be fun to see them together. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of Jodie's Doctor, but you know, it's kind of inevitable that we are going to see them together because they've done it so much in the what you call it, the spin-off media, the comics and stuff. But yeah, I would be interested to see it. It would certainly be interesting. I definitely think we'll get it, something like that for the 60th, most certainly. Not gonna lie, my interpretation is that part of it is Jodie's fault. The actor has a lot of sway in how they portray the character. The thing is, though, I get the sense that, like, if you watch interviews with the two of them, there's one interview where Jodie says it's Chris Chibnall doing it, and then Chris Chibnall's like, it's Jodie doing it. So I think there is a disconnect where Jodie almost feels like she has to stick to what Chibnall's written, but Chibnall expects Jodie to do her own thing, and it comes across, and it leads to this really sort of mixed, haphazard kind of characterization. Yeah, that's my little theory on that. Okay, Tharius, we believe you. Just wait until the off-season again. The leak videos will return. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'm not even going to lie. Like, leak videos are a good way of keeping content going during the months where we basically have nothing. You know, I don't think I'll ever go back to, like, the sheer amount of leak videos there were at its height. Like there were some days where it was daily, like a new leak video would drop, and I as much as I did enjoy that period, it was a period where a lot of you joined onto the channel, which I'm eternally grateful for. It also, I did think, get a bit stale for me, and I think a lot of other people starting to find it get stale. So I'm definitely planning on scaling that back, but not completely getting rid of it, because I understand that there are people who have subscribed for that, and I do plan on catering to those people as well. But yeah, not gonna lie, my interpretation... Oh wait, no, I think I read that one. I think people like Praxeus because it was written by Pete McTeague. It was why I liked it when I saw it. The thing is though, like Praxeus, not Praxeus, Kablam is the other thing he's written, and that's okay. But I don't know, I'm really glad. I was almost certain before RTD was announced that they were going to make Pete McTeague the new showrunner guy, the new guy in charge. And I'm really glad that didn't happen, because I was really anticipating Pete McTeague 2. Not because I wanted it, but because I could almost just see it happening. It kind of felt like he was being groomed to be the successor to Chibnall. I'm kind of glad that it didn't, because I don't really find his episodes that strong. How else will you get back to 10k by the end of the year? I reckon we've got it in the bag now. I reckon we can do it. But if you haven't already, please do subscribe so we can get to 10k by the end of the year. Would very much appreciate it. I have a little bit of an announcement, I suppose. I can make the announcement now. I've got an announcement. It's very exciting for me. So can we get like some drum rolls in the chat? Just spam drum rolls in the chat. So I can see your hype in the chat. Get the drum rolls at the ready, boys. Or don't. I will be happy to see the back of Chibs, but I really hope Flux is a success. I'm a fan. Exactly, that's the position I'm in. I'm not a big fan of this era, but ultimately I still want Doctor Who in any of its forms to succeed, no matter what. Like, that's where I'm at as a person. And I still want Series 13 to be the best that it can, despite the fact that I'm not a fan of the era overall. Alright, well... I hope I can say this. I should be able to. I hope they don't get annoyed at me. But Maze Theory, who you may know as the creators of the brand new Edge of Reality Doctor Who game, have been so kind as to offer me a review code for Edge of Reality when it releases. So that's really cool. It's the first time I've been offered one of those. So it was a really nice thing. I mean, I did ask, but I didn't actually expect them to say yes. Loving the Rick Astley in chat. But yeah, I'm going to be getting a review code for that game, and we're going to be streaming it, and I'll probably do a review of it as well, giving my thoughts. I've always wanted a good Doctor Who game, and now you're going to see how bad I am at games live. Moving up in the world, yeah. I was surprised as well. But yes, that's something that really did take me off guard. I'm glad I can finally say, or at least I hope I can. I don't think Maze Theory on mine. We all know that Edge of Reality is a thing. It's not like it's under disclosure. That's excellent recognition there is. Oh, thank you guys. How? I asked them, I said, look, I do YouTube content, live streams. I sent them the link to the channel. Any chance I could get a copy of the game to stream or talk about and stuff? And they were like, yeah. So that's that. Pog says MC Visuals. Nice to see you in chat, by the way, MC. Always loved your edits. So that we spoke briefly before. But yeah, that's going to be a thing that happens. So keep an eye out next week for Edge of Reality content. I'm very excited. It's my first, I guess, official association with Doctor Who. So a very fun little thing. Even if I did ask, it's still cool. Is it the deluxe edition with all the modern Sonics now? I don't know. I could ask, but I feel like that would be a bit cheeky. The reason I'm even more grateful for that is because if it weren't for that, I wouldn't have been able to afford the game, because I don't get paid till the end of the month and I have no money. So, but that's the thing. Your guys' support on these videos, on these streams, has made that possible, which is why I could never thank you enough for all the support you give the channel, and I'm forever indebted to you guys for that. Like truly, it's just it's a crazy time, and like if you'd have told me, 3 years ago, oh by the way, one day you'll be getting a review code for a Doctor Who game, I'd have been like, you kidding? That's nah. But like you guys have made that possible, and I can't thank you enough for that. Oh, by the way, I tagged you in something on Twitter. In the episode Can You Hear Me? Which is the thing 30 was saying in the teasers. Okay, I'll take a look. Hang on. Okay, okay, so it was Bad Wolf who tweeted it. Now for most people, a quantum flux lock is unbreakable. Ooh, interesting. 100 billion combinations every millisecond. But I've got an app for that. Ooh. I don't want to give Chibnall too much credit, but this might be actually leading to something, which would be quite cool. Hi, I'm a new subscriber. I'm very excited for this. Keep up your work. You're amazing. Thank you. Honestly, thank you so much. It means a lot. I feel like this has gone very wholesome all of a sudden. And I'm not used to doing that, but I really do appreciate it. MC Visuals, far too kind, sir. Keep up the content, my man. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Darren, you deserve more subs and everything. You're such a wholesome YouTuber and stuff, and you can do that while being funny. Thank you. Oh, my God. I'm actually just getting a bit emotional. I wasn't expecting all this wholesomeness. My wholesome meat is off the chart. We are the first settlers on Thari's planet. Let's go, Thari's planet. Yeah, thank you all to all of you who are joining the Discord as well. I really want to get that more active, and I think I will go out my way to be promoting that more so we can get a nice little community going. Thari's is the definition of wholesome. Oh, God. I'm not used to this praise. I'm not used to the praise. 1 minute chat delay, Thari's. Forever in the past, I am. Time travel, am I right? Cheap and nasty and all that. Oh my God, we've got Macra in chat. Just like the Mr. TARDIS streams. Look at that. Talk about collaborations. First official Doctor Who game since Lego Dimensions, which was in 2015, I believe. I think you're right. I mean, I guess there was the Edge of Time VR one and the Runaway VR one. But yeah, I do believe it's the most recent non-VR game. The Discord link was posted by Atomize. Atomize, if you're still in the chat, can you post it again? Apologies. But, I mean, actually, I might make a couple more moderators. Who's in here for a while? Who's been in here for a while? So when live streams happen, who's also in the Discord? So that MC Visuals, you're in the Discord, and I trust you. You could be a moderator. Hang on, add a moderator. There we go. You're a moderator now. Who else do I trust? I'm trying to think of names I recognise. That's brilliant news. His RTD the full is RTD the full time showrunner. I believe so for the longest. I believe he's the showrunner until further notice. Essentially, also Flux is what Tennant and Smith refer to as malleable nexus points in time. I definitely think the more and more time goes on, that Flux is to do with time and time manipulation and time changing. I'm almost certain that that's a thing now. Darius needs a jetpack on his wheelchair. Absolutely. It'll be installed as soon as they know how to do that. Most definitely. Quick, someone be mean before the wholesomeness infects him to the point of explosion. Yeah. Darius, are you going to Time Fracture? I was going to go when I went to the BFI screening, but I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, they had some more water damage. I saw a tweet about it, so I might not be going anytime soon, but I am going to the BFI screening of Galaxy 4, for any of you who know that. So if any of you are there, I might see you there as well. As long as I can sort out travel, that is. Brilliant news on the Mastery game. We can't wait to see how it goes, and I'm sure it'll be worth watching before we buy it. Hopefully. You'll see me, I'm terrible as well. I jump really easily at like jump scares and stuff, so I'm not looking forward to the Weeping Angels parts, because I'm probably gonna freak out. The T00 dis, or the 2 dis, I guess, like in Flatlines, is canonize the Doctor being asexual. I'd like that. I'd definitely like that. I think it does sort of... The thing is, the Doctor's sexuality is an interesting one, because I think it varies from incarnation to incarnation. So, for example, I think 10 is very, like... I'm just going to say it. He's very into women. He's very sort of like a Casanova, very... I'm just going to say a very straight guy. That's kind of the vibe I get off him. But like with Capaldi, I get more of a bisexual vibe. It's hard to tell, but I definitely think it does vary from incarnation to incarnation. Time for actual delay stuff again. Yeah, I thought so. So the Flux could be like Speed Force in the Flash, maybe, possibly, or I guess like, do you know in like Back to the Future when like they go back in time in Back to the Future 2 and it changes a bunch of stuff? That's like the vibe I'm getting. I might get DC when I start doing YouTube, so I'll join when I do that. DC, I'm trying to think what DC... So if you could just clarify what DC is, just so I'm probably being really stupid, it's probably really obvious, but just clarify it for me so I think it's the right thing. Ted is super straight the yeah. I don't know whether I'd be able to do VR, actually. Because, like, I don't know whether in a wheelchair it's feasible. I have to ask. Not ask. I say that like I could just DM Maze Theory, because we're best friends. Does this mean we might get an actual trailer soon? I said earlier on in the stream, I'm not convinced we're going to get another one. I could be wrong, but I get the sense that this will be it now. And this will be our main piece of marketing. I'd love to be wrong, but I don't know. I've just got a funny feeling that will be the case. Would love to be wrong, though. I'm gonna put a message in the chat saying, hello at everyone who is new. See, I can ping everyone. Everyone loves that on my server. I gotta say as well, like, I've never seen a server that's just so, like, has so much say in, like, how much pings there are. Like, when Confused Adipose pings on his server, everyone's like, oh, that's great. When I do it, everyone kicks off. It's possible Discord, there is. Yep, that's what it is. 3 weeks tomorrow, it will be. I think. I could be, yeah, I think. Logically, we should get a proper trailer tomorrow night. But I wouldn't put it past them just to not give us anything. I've just gotten to a point with the current marketing team where I just don't expect anything. And then when stuff does come out, I give my opinion based on what we actually get, rather than, any sort of expectation. But it would be nice to get another trailer. I just don't see it happening. Get used to pings like this. For God's sake, Atomize. You're scaring them away. What are you guys saying in the chat? Hello from the Deep South. Hello. Nice to see you. How can I join the Discord server? Please, someone help. Click the link that Atomize... Is there any way I can pin the link that you send, Atomize? Hang on, because you sent it earlier. Is there any way I can pin that message so that people can just see that and use that to join the Discord? There we go, right, there's the message. pin message. All right, so there's a pin message up top, and if you click that link, you should be able to join. So yeah, that's been pinned, so hopefully you could be able to copy that or click on it. There was barely any Series 12 marketing either, true. But this marketing has definitely been more strange, I would say. Most definitely. But, you know, that's just how it is. Ooh, my comment got pinned, yay. Yes, it did. Milan's not happy at the new ping. No, the Rainbow Stripe cut, yeah, they're nothing new. They're like 13's motif thing, I guess. What's your thoughts on the Series 13 poster? The new one? Let me get it up again. Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's quite stylish, quite simple. Yeah. I quite like the different hue of the logo. I still find it odd that the old BBC logo's there, though, but, you know. What can you do? But listen, I think I'm going to wrap up in just a second. If there are any more burning questions you have, you could drop a super chat to make sure I read them, because it flashes up on screen, so I know to read those ones. But if not, I'll wrap up stream. But thank you all for those of you who've joined. But yeah, I do like the Series 13 poster. She's worn rainbow-coloured suspenders before. Have the suspenders been rainbow-coloured? I know the jumper has, but I don't know about the what do you call it? The braces themselves. I could be wrong though. I often am. Why delete their socials just to come back with a different? Yeah, I'm a bit confused by that myself, but maybe there was an intention behind it. If there's no official trailer, then this show's not going to get a lot of people tuning in. Possibly. I mean, this whole thing is very different. So, I mean, you know, like, perhaps they could, like, do something where perhaps this weirder marketing strategy will work, but I do think we need a second trailer. But yeah, I think that's everyone's questions answered. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in. You've been a wonderful audience. And I'll see you in a bit. You rock, Theris. Thanks, Jeremy. Thanks for the stream, Theris. No problem, Richard. I feel like I'm talking to you like you're all like friends, and you are to me, you know. You are very friendly and very nice. But thank you all for tuning in. It's been absolutely wonderful. I'll see you all in a bit. Join the... by the way, if... Atomize, actually, if you want to put when this stream ends, I'll pin the Discord link in the comments so that anyone who hasn't had the link can join it. Okay. Thanks for everyone for watching, for tuning in. Thank you to all the super chatters. I'll see if I can get all your names in very quickly. So the T00 dis, or the 2 dis. Thank you to, I'm just scrolling up in the chat. Wally Club, Malcolm Hope, It's Bobcat. I think Jeremy also super chatted. Thank you to all you guys. I think I got everyone. If I didn't, I apologize. Thank you all. Been wonderful. See you in a bit.